Our Grand Canyon adventure begins with an incredible view, but just long enough to finish our coffee before packing up camp and starting the day's journey. First, it's 120 miles of pavement through the Painted Desert's vast mesas and red rock cliffs. Once we hit dirt, the real adventure begins, crossing the Kaibab Plateau with views of the Vermilion Cliffs and high country plains. At 45 minutes down a dead-end road, the epic overlook we had scouted and the only other site along that trail was already taken. With daylight fading, I pushed 25 miles to our backup spot and ended up just 10 feet from the canyon's edge. One of the most dramatic campsites I've ever had. But the view came at a cost. Relentless winds that rocked the rig all night long.
Oh my God.
Still, we cooked up an incredible trail dinner, and the wind calmed just long enough to capture a fiery sunset and a sunrise worth every mile. Welcome to another Rim Country Overland adventure.
Good morning, YouTube. I am Tony. This is Rim Country Overland. Thanks for tuning in. So I just wrapped up day one in the Cinders outside of Flagstaff, Arizona. Incredible place. Had a lot of fun here. Got stuck, got unstuck. Great experience. Check out that video. I'll put a link right up here somewhere or on the other side. I'm not sure. But really just some amazing scenery out here. Drastically different than what I'm used to up just in Ponderosa pine trees. And I mean, who doesn't want a backdrop of snow-capped mountains? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up my coffee. I'm going to enjoy a little bit more of this view. Then I'm going to pack up camp and we will head out and officially kick off day 2 of this adventure. All right, we just left our campsite from last night, heading down 776 towards the 89A. Got a few minutes here, we'll hit the end of the road, we'll air up. And then I've got about 120 miles on pavement to get to the next spot that we'll be hitting dirt and airing down.
The only good thing about pavement is that every mile brings you closer to dirt. This is usually the time I crank the radio up, kick the subwoofer up a notch or two, and sing out loud like nobody's watching. At least the Painted Desert makes the miles go by easy. Vast mesas, red cliffs, and endless sky, all leading me closer to where the real adventure begins.
All right, we have hit dirt. Just got done airing down. I'm gonna grab a little bit of lunch before we hit the trail. It is a little bit windy right now. I'm not even sure how well this audio is gonna do. I'm kind of standing in front of the truck to block it, giving you this incredible view of the scenery behind me here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get much drone action on this trail. I've driven this trail not too long ago. It's pretty flat. It's pretty boring outside of being able to get some drone footage. So I'm gonna try to put the drone up here in a little bit. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. So this could be just a very quick video of me just getting to the campsite and be there. We'll see how it goes. But hey, this is all part of the adventure. So I'm hoping if I get a little ways down the road, I'll get some blocking from the mountains a little bit and be able to get the drone up. So we'll see how that one goes. But I'm starving. I'm gonna get some lunch and then we'll head on our way.
Once you leave pavement, out here, it feels like you've crossed into another world. Wide open plains on the Kaibab Plateau, vermilion cliffs rising in the distance, and dirt roads that stretch as far as you can see. This is the highest plateau in Arizona, rising over 9,000 feet. It's called the North Rim's Island in the Sky, a cool mix of forest and grassland above the surrounding desert where wildlife thrives and is home to the House Rock bison herd, one of the largest free-roaming bison herds in the country. It's the kind of landscape you wouldn't expect in Arizona, the kind of landscape that makes you want to just keep driving. You can't help but wonder what's waiting just beyond the horizon. For me, it was the promise of an epic overlook I had scouted that would be camp for the night. After miles of dirt, the anticipation was building. This was supposed to be the spot, an overlook, perched right on the edge of the Grand Canyon. But then I began to wonder if I may not be the only one chasing this view. 10 miles down a dead-end road. Was the spot still waiting for me? Or was it already taken? Well, guys, we are here, well, almost there, and as I'm coming around the bend, it looks like there's somebody in this spot. This was, I don't know, about an 11-mile drive in here, and this is the only spot. So we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna see if this person is here and staying here, and we will figure out what we're gonna do next. Actually see anybody here. There's one little turnoff just here. I'm gonna see what that looks like. I'm not sure where that goes, if that goes anywhere, so we will see. Man, this would have been an absolutely amazing spot, though, I will say. I'm gonna actually hop out. Well, 2 spots and both are taken. Dang. So, plan B. It is 3:15 right now. It was probably a good half hour down that road to put me back to the Bade Road by 3:45, and it is a pretty decent trek to the next one. So hopefully I've caught enough footage from the drone and everything else, because I am going to have to book it to try to get to the next spot. Otherwise, there's a whole lot of wide open nothing out here. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to hopefully the next time I see you, it'll be at a spot just as epic as this one. One thing about planning these trips, you always need a backup plan. Out here, it doesn't always work out the way you imagined. With 25 miles of open trail to our backup spot, I had to put the cameras away and focus on getting some quick miles under my tires while I still had some daylight left.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, we didn't get that first sight, but we didn't do too bad. Look at that view. It's quite windy, so sorry if the audio is absolutely terrible. That is incredible. So it was, it's definitely windy, which is a little bit nerve-wracking with the tent. First time I've ever had a tent this windy. Here's the, to give you an idea of where I'm parked. Not bad. Not bad at all. Definitely windy, but that's all right. We'll make do.
After all those miles, the backup spot turned out to be just as epic as the first. I parked the rig just feet from the canyon's edge. From up here, it feels endless, a horizon that stretches for miles in every direction. And a reminder of just how small the rig really is against this incredible landscape.
I'm gonna go ahead and get dinner going. As with the cloud cover we've got right now, we're probably gonna lose some light pretty quick. So again, guys, sorry if the wind is a lot. I have no way to know how bad the quality is. Hopefully, because I got this new DJI mic, I'm hoping the 32-bit float comes in handy and lets me cut some of the clipping out. We'll see. We shall see. So today's agenda, or today's menu, is spicy sausage breakfast. If I can get the propane on here. So we've got some spicy sausage of some sort that we got from Costco. We've got some cubed potatoes. We got some of the veggies, peppers and onions. We'll saute those up. And then, if all goes well, we'll throw a little egg in there. So we'll see. I just kind of made this one up, so we'll see what happens. I'm starving right now, so it should taste pretty darn good. So for this one here, we're going to season with Kinder's The Blend again. And then to spice it up a notch, we got this at Costco. I don't even know what the name of it is. Spanglish Asadero Carne Asada. There you go. Smells fantastic. And we cannot forget we also cannot open. Man, there we go. Jeez. Our trusty Dr. Pepper. It tastes better when it's in glass. And when you drop a lime in there. Oh yeah. There we go. I might even have 2 of these today. So this right here, another one from Costco, hot link sausage. That is some wind. This can make for some very long night. You know what I'm gonna do real quick? I'm gonna hop up. I'm gonna hop up and open up this back a little bit. Oh shit. Oh my God. Whoa. Like I said, first time ever sleeping in a rooftop tent. Doing it on the edge of the Grand Canyon with this wind. That makes me a little bit nervous. Not gonna lie, a little bit nervous. Jeez. Got it. A few more minutes. We're gonna throw on some sausage. Ooh, that's pretty right there. Can't have too much of this. Maybe you can. I'm gonna drop some egg in here. I have never done this before. I have no idea how this is going to work. Come down a little bit. Well, it's a little messy. Yeah, it didn't work quite how I had anticipated, but it still eats the same. That smells delicious. All right. See if I can get that in there. Check that out. That looks amazing. Hopefully sitting this way will block the wind a little bit. Let's get all the good stuff here. That is good. That hits the spot after a long day of driving, I'll tell you. Today was a good day. Drive through the Painted Desert was fantastic. You know, our first spot being taken, that's always a bummer, especially when you spend that time to scout out spots. But it took me about 45 minutes to get down that road. I did film a little bit. It took me all of 20 minutes to get back. I was busting it. But you know what? Came down here and this spot, I mean, how do you complain about that view, right? I mean, it's just amazing. So really good end of the day. Hopefully this wind calms down a little bit. It was shaking the truck. I don't know if you could tell when I was cooking, but it was definitely shaking the truck a bit. Good morning, everybody. What a night. Well, on a bright spot, the wind calmed down just long enough for me to get the drone up and get some sunset footage. So I'll be showing you that here in just a minute. But then it picked right back up again. Stayed pretty constant throughout the night with some significant gusts about once every hour that really shook the truck. Made me a little nervous being my first trip out in the tent. Especially about 4 o'clock in the morning, which is the point that I decided I'm just not going back to bed. But another bright spot, that actually got me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was able to capture some sunrise footage as well. I do have to say though, I am truly impressed. My FSR tent behind me here, truly impressed with the way that tent held up last night. You know, shout out to FSR. It is a quality product. This one is the Evolution V2 XL. And could not be happier with it. Incredibly comfortable, incredibly durable, stood up to the wind really well. So what I'm gonna do, don't go anywhere yet. I'm gonna finish up my coffee. I'm gonna throw the holy cow, let's try this again. So I'm gonna throw the drone up in the air one more time while the wind is still somewhat calm, see if I can get a few more shots to leave you with. If you're still watching, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, absolutely free to you, but it really helps out the channel. And I've got about a 6-hour drive home and family waiting. So I'm gonna head on out of here. We'll catch you on the next adventure. Love y'all.